Hi, my name is Sylbourne Sydial. I'm Executive Chair and Founder of Facilitators for Better Jamaica, which is a think tank lobby group. As you can see, we are a think tank lobby group that specializes in being an effective voice that speaks up on issues affecting Jamaica and Jamaicans internationally. One of the key things I like to say about FFBJ is that it's an independent voice. Independent means to say that we are not constrained by High Commission, we're not constrained by government. So therefore, no one actually has us in their pocket, right? We're actually people-led, and that is how the desire and the birth came from FFBJ. We started in 2003, and so far now we're a not-for-profit limited company, and we're actually wanting to build a massive foundation and to build a massive movement to actually see changes in Jamaica. There are many things that we have done so far, and one of the key things that we're leading on now, pioneering on, is the first of in anything, everybody has said this is the first time it has happened whereby an organization, movement with the people of Jamaica within the diaspora actually taking on two of the big major airline companies, British Airways and Virgin, to say that we want lower plane fares and we want to increase our baggage allowance or we will boycott.
First of all, aside from the lobbying campaign, what is FFBJ as an organisation done this far within the community?
Well, that's a very good question because with FFBJ, there's something sometimes which it cannot be measured because it's not like a charity whereby, you know, you give £50,000 to a school, you deliver some trucks to some area, you deliver ambulance. What FFBJ is a think tank lobby group whereby we try to get into the mind process of persons, their thinking process, we're about education at the same time. So we try to affect the socio-economical, political issues in Jamaica. We want to see ourselves changing government policies, public policies, the socio policies around in Jamaica. But specifically what we have done so far is, if you remember a few years ago, there was some campaign for, well, the government was going to actually send home Jamaican teachers because they didn't have this thing called a qualified teacher status. So the teachers who are here, Jamaican teachers, they approached us and said, can we help? And we said, okay. And we actually launched a campaign with them. We work with National Union of Teachers, NUT, Alliance Against Racism, Black Londoners Forum, which was before but not anymore. And we lobbied the Home Office. We lobbied the government. I actually remember standing in front of the Home Office in Victoria and George Galloway standing next to me and said, I like that, because I said to him, each one reach one, meaning to say reaching out to different people. And as a result of that, the government did actually give an extension to the teachers to sort themselves out. But I must emphasize that even though it was FFBJ, we were a part of a team. So therefore, it was something that dealt with Commonwealth teachers as well. So we had Australian teachers, Pakistani teachers, everybody was involved in this campaign. So it wasn't like an FFBJ project only. Another thing which we tend to do a lot is if we see very negative comments or unfair comments about Jamaica, like once a guy named Jeff, I never forget him, from the Mirror, mentioned about Air Jamaica calling it cocaine air. We actually wrote a letter to the Mirror saying that that was wrong and wrote a letter to the Press Complaints Commission. Secondly, when Trevor McDonald, you guys might have remembered this program called the Jewel of the Caribbean, I think that was the program, and he showed Barbados, Trinidad, everybody was looking nice, and when it comes to Jamaica, they showed prison, and they showed some very bad areas of Jamaica, as if to say that was all Jamaica. I'm from Ochurius, you know what I mean? Jamaica is very mixed. So we actually took Trevor McDonald to task and said that was unfair, and we actually wrote again to the Press Complaint Commission, so sort of complained. They said they didn't see it as unfair, whatever. But the point about it is that we were very proactive, and I don't believe Trevor McDonald can actually go to Jamaica. I think they'll kick him out anyhow still. I have no problem with that, you know what I mean? We'll call a spade, you know? So those are the sort of things that we have done. What we're also doing is actually challenging the Jamaica. You see, we're twofold. Twofold meaning to say that if you heard it said, Jamaicans in the UK and Jamaicans internationally, mean to say anything to do with Jamaica, we like to be on the forefront of that. So we have got this massive forum now with over 4,700 persons on Facebook. Got an mailing list about over 5,000 people whereby we send out periodicals, different things which are happening. Sometimes we are the forefront of news which is coming out of Jamaica because we are linked to persons in Jamaica. So presently now, there are issues regarding pedophilia in Jamaica, something which it's a taboo issue in Jamaica, whereby big man them love look a picnic, look a girl and look a boy. We have to bring in the boys now. They're talking about a sex offenders register, which is, so we're actually pushing that. We're talking about the beach issues, and this is something we want to push next year, the beach, whereby Jamaicans actually cannot enjoy the beach unless they're going to go through one of these expensive hotels to enjoy the beach. We think that is a facade. That's really wrong for a nation whereby the people are not privileged to enjoy the natural resources. So things like that we have done, and we have done forums at the House of Commons whereby we talk about the relevance of the Commonwealth, talking about is the Commonwealth relevant today. This was hosted by the present Attorney General, Dominic Grieve, when he was shadow at the time. So we do a lot of different think tank programs. When you have elections, we have Election Watch program. In the start of this year, which is our 10th year anniversary, we had the Barack Obama Yes We Can Part 3, because this was the time when he was elected again, and he had his inauguration. We had Yes We Can Part 1, Yes We Can Part 2, Yes We Can Part 3. So we have been following all of these things strategically at the same time as a matter of empowering Jamaicans in the UK, in the diaspora, to understand that we need to get proactive involved with the political process as well. So that is why it is difficult sometimes to measure it, to say that what exactly I've done, but we're not a brand where everybody know FFBJ, and they say, what is FFBJ saying? Anything happening, people will call and say, what is FFBJ views? And that is because they realize that I'm leading an organization whereby I do not want it to be constrained, or no one can call in and say, like recently somebody saying things like, oh, you shouldn't say that, you shouldn't do that. And I say, hang on a second, this is FFBJ, nobody tell us what to do, you understand? And that is how we tend to operate, but we're respectful, and we're not that diplomatic. I don't like the word diplomats. We're not diplomats. We're activists. We're facilitators. Okay?
It's very interesting. So far, so is it fair to say that your organisation is for the people and an active voice?
Yes, I would say it is for the people, and it's an active voice. And I like what you said, an active voice, because an active voice is something which is now, it is present, it is evolution, it's like an evolution process. Because I tell you, when FFBJ started, I used to write letters in Jamaica, and writing letters to the newspapers before I even came to the UK, because you got letters of a day. And when I came here, I got the Silver Pen Award from the Gleaner, and because I always write controversial things or whatever like that. And what I found out is that when I write letters, people used to comment on the letters and different things which are happening. And I said it would be so good if we could harness all these different views and all these different comments from people, so it can put into some sort of package to create a different Jamaica. And that is where the FFBJ essence came from. So it was always active. And I remember when my father was alive, sometime I'd call Jamaica and tell my parents what's happening in Jamaica. My father would say to my mother, backside the man know about Jamaica before me, you know what I mean? Because we are linked in with so many people in Jamaica. So I say to people these days, actually, we don't even need a Gleaner, we don't even observe it. Stick to FFBJ, you get latest thing, because I've got guys in Orchards, guys in Kingston who will send me messages on Sylbourne, have you heard about this? Or they tag me and say, Sylbourne, have you heard about this? And then that is a way of actually, not just for my benefit, but because people understand that my life and what I do is facilitate. So therefore, I remember I ran into some trouble with the diaspora persons one time when they started diaspora organization, because I was giving too much information. But I was called the information officer, and they didn't want me to give all the information. So therefore I resigned and told them to take a hike. It's all on public record. So therefore I like to give the information so people can actually dissect the information instead of me trying to censor the information. So that is important. So it is an active voice.